All right, so part 2 of Dark Night of the Soul. So what's actually happening spiritually? You're being pulled out of misalignment. You're being pulled out of karmic cycles. You're being pulled out of false attachments. You're being prepared for higher assignments. But anything that's going to distort that has to be removed first. Okay, so old soul contracts, soul ties, generational dysfunction, pride, control, emotional wounds, all of this is going to get exposed during this season, and that's why it feels so heavy. Is this something that you can avoid? Not really. Not if you're being called into your rulership and your assignment. You can't really avoid this. You can make it harder or you can make it easier as a process, depending on if you resist, if you delay, if you refuse correction, or if you accept it. So the more you surrender, allow the correction, and focus on alignment instead of trying to control things, then the smoother the process can be for you. But yes, everyone goes through the dark night. Yes, I went through the dark night. Mine was heavy. I wasn't resisting. I just have a large assignment. How is this different from depression? It's different from depression because depression can happen from many different reasons, but the dark night has a spiritual assignment tied to it directly. So depression is usually connected like just to emotional pain, whereas dark night is about spiritual breaking and realignment. Okay, so during the dark night of the soul, you might feel like you're losing yourself, but it is because you actually are losing the false version of yourself that was built on survival, trauma, and misalignment. Okay. During this time, you might feel like you're being abandoned by everyone, even including the Most High, your guides, your purpose during this time. You might feel like everything's just like useless and abandoning you, but everything and everyone is still very present. Your whole spiritual team is very present. Isolation is part of this process because people and distractions are removed so that you can bring in that full correction. It's a forced realignment that most people aren't going to choose on their own. So that's why I'm warning you against it. So if you're going through this or it's coming, make sure not to fight. Make sure to surrender. You will try not to control your outcomes. Old situations, don't let them trigger you. Okay. You will start to gain clarity. Okay. Even when nothing has changed yet, you'll start to feel better. You'll feel more stable inside. And you will come out of it. So